It's not just reckless riding that ruins motorcycles, it's the dumb things done off the throttle that quietly kill your machine. These mistakes don't make noise. They don't look dangerous, but they wear your engine, your brakes, your handling, and your wallet down to nothing. These are 11 things only careless riders do. If you want your bike to last, avoid every one of them. Mistake number 1. Revving a cold engine, like it's a drag bike. The engine's not ready, but some riders don't care. The moment they hit the starter, they're twisting the throttle like they're lining up at a race light. Problem is, cold oil hasn't made it to the top of the engine yet. This means pistons are scraping dry cylinders, cams are running dry, and every rev is accelerating wear. High RPM on a cold block scuffs piston skirts, damages rings, and weakens bearings. Experts agree. Let the engine idle 30 to 60 seconds, then ride gently until it warms up. Repeated cold revving turns your engine into a ticking time bomb, no matter how tough it sounds. Number 2. Riding on worn or improperly inflated tires. Bald tires don't just reduce grip, they increase your stopping distance dramatically. In rain, one panic brake can send you sliding, yet many riders keep tires until cords show. And it's not just tread depth. Underinflated tires overheat and wear faster, while overinflated ones reduce the contact patch and make handling twitchy. Tire pressure needs to be checked cold, not after a ride. And always match PSI to your load and bike type. One study found that riding with incorrect pressure can reduce tire lifespan by up to 40%. That's hundreds of dollars lost, and safety gambled away. Number 3. Ignoring basic maintenance until it's too late. Oil changes get skipped, chains go dry, brake fluid gets brown. Some riders treat maintenance like it's optional until they're stranded, or worse. Motorcycle engines are high-strung. They rev higher than cars and rely on fresh fluids to protect fast-moving internals. Dirty oil turns acidic and stops lubricating. A dry chain can snap at highway speed. Brake fluid over 2 years old can boil under stress and leave you with zero stopping power. Even neglected coolant turns corrosive, eating your water pump from the inside. Wheel bearings dry out, fork seals leak, and spark plugs foul. Smart riders follow the manual. They replace, not react. Because once damage shows, it's already too late. Check out the description if you want to grab the secret tools I personally use on my motorcycles. Number 4. Treating the clutch like an on-off button. Some riders abuse the clutch without even realizing. Holding the lever in at red lights, slipping it constantly in traffic, or dumping it hard at takeoff. All of it cooks your clutch plates fast. The clutch is designed for controlled engagement, not friction battles every stoplight. Overuse leads to glazed plates, burnt springs, and poor engagement. And no, it doesn't just happen. If your clutch is slipping after one season, it's likely your habits, not the part. Dragging the lever mid-corner or overfeeding throttle while feathering it also creates hot spots on the plates. Use neutral at long stops, engage smoothly, and stop riding the lever. Your clutch and wallet will thank you. Number 5. Overloading the bike like a pickup truck. Touring is great until your panniers, duffel bags, and tank bag weigh more than the bike. Riders who overload not only exceed the GVWR, gross vehicle weight rating, they throw off handling, stress the suspension, and weaken subframe bolts. The front wheel starts to feel light. Braking distance increases. And if luggage isn't secured properly, you're one bump away from losing gear on the freeway. What's worse, poor loading changes your center of gravity. You'll feel it on corner exit, especially in crosswinds or at high speeds. Motorcycles aren't pack mules. The more you load, the more you strain bearings, chain tension, tire balance, and shock performance. Weigh your setup, distribute properly, and don't exceed your bike's limits. Not all damage makes noise. If these mistakes already sound familiar, don't worry. You're catching them now, not after a breakdown. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss the next 6 habits that separate smart riders from the ones who end up in repair shops. Or worse. Number 6. Hammering the throttle without downshifting. Some riders skip gears or roll wide open in the wrong gear, expecting instant power. But lugging the engine, running it hard at low RPM, stresses internals even more than redlining. Engines are designed to build power in the mid to high range, where oil pressure is optimal and airflow is balanced. Hammering the throttle in fifth gear at 25 miles per hour. That's forcing your pistons to push hard without speed or momentum, causing detonation, premature bearing wear, and carbon buildup. Detonation, or knock, is when fuel combusts unevenly in the chamber, slamming into the piston instead of pushing it smoothly. It's silent at first, but over time it kills your head gasket and piston ring seal. Experienced riders downshift first, then roll on power. They listen to the engine, not just feel the pull. Stupid riders stay in too high a gear and confuse torque with engine abuse. Don't make your engine fight against itself. Gear it right and ride it smooth. Number 7. Relying only on front brake or rear brake. Braking isn't instinct. It's a skill. And bad habits form fast. Some riders use only the rear brake out of fear. Others rely too much on the front and forget the rear exists. Both extremes are dangerous. On pavement, front brakes do 70 to 90% of stopping, but the rear adds stability, especially in emergency stops or downhill. Using only one causes longer stopping distances, uneven pad wear, and less control. What many riders miss is that proper brake balance shifts as you ride. In loose gravel or wet surfaces, overusing the front brake locks the tire. Too much rear, and you fishtail. Proper braking blends both smoothly. Trail the rear into corners. Modulate the front on straights. This balance is what separates controlled stops from crashes and helps extend brake system life. ABS helps, but habits matter more. Don't rely on electronics to cover poor fundamentals. Number 8. Leaving fuel sitting for weeks or months. Modern fuel, especially ethanol blends, starts to break down after just 30 days. If you park your bike without treatment or draining the tank, you risk varnish forming inside your injectors, fuel pump, and lines. The result? Hard starts, bogging, and clogged jets. Some riders destroy entire fuel systems because they didn't touch their bike for a few months. What's worse, ethanol attracts moisture, which leads to internal rust inside your tank and corrosion in injectors or carb float bowls. Even plastic fuel tanks can suffer from separation when exposed to decaying fuel. Use a stabilizer if parking more than 2 weeks. If you won't ride for a season, drain it, or at least top it up with ethanol-free fuel and stabilizer. One bottle of stabilizer costs $10. A fuel system rebuild? Try $500 and up. Don't ignore your gas tank. It'll bite back later. Number 9. Ignoring chain slack and alignment. Chain too loose? It'll slap, skip, and wear your sprockets. Too tight? It'll stress the transmission output shaft and crack seals. But here's what most don't realize. Chain tension should be checked with the rider's weight on board, or using a sag simulation. Why? Because the chain angle changes as the suspension compresses. Even seasoned mechanics sometimes set tension with the rear wheel lifted, then forget that once the bike is loaded, slack disappears. The result is premature bearing wear and tight spots in the chain. Incorrect alignment also eats sprockets and reduces power. Use alignment tools or fixed markers. Don't guess. Riders who check slack and alignment every 500 miles prevent hundreds in drivetrain damage. Stupid riders just ride until it fails, and it always fails at the worst time. Number 10. Using car wax or harsh cleaners on plastic panels. That bottle of wax that makes your car shine? It might destroy your motorcycle's paint or dull your matte finish. Motorcycles often have different clear coats, decals, or textured plastics that don't react well to automotive waxes or silicone-based cleaners. Some riders use tire shine on seats, slippery, glass cleaner on visors, damaging, or dish soap on paint, strips protective oils. Over time, you'll notice faded panels, peeling stickers, and rubber trim cracking early. Even windshields and gauge clusters can yellow or haze from ammonia-based glass cleaners. And don't even think about pressure washing directly at seals or switches. It forces water where it doesn't belong. Always use motorcycle-specific cleaners. It's not marketing, it's chemistry. The wrong product won't show damage immediately, but by the time you see it, the surface is already ruined. Number 11. Trusting online forums over the owner's manual. Forums can be gold or garbage. Blindly following advice from someone who's been riding 20 years without checking the manual leads to overfilled oil, wrong tire pressure, incorrect torque specs, and skipped service intervals. The owner's manual isn't optional, it's your bike's blueprint. Chain slack? It's in there. Valve check interval? It's in there. Brake fluid type? It's in there. Some forum posts even recommend mixing brake fluid brands, ignoring air filter cleaning intervals, or suggesting unsafe torque values, none of which a factory tech would approve. Smart riders cross-reference everything. Dumb ones take the first comment they see and run with it. Manuals exist for a reason. Respect the engineers, not just internet opinion.